champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here! The champ is here!
Hey, it's a new day and look if you tired, be done with that marching and all that protesting, asking your enemies to treat you better, what we look like asking devils for a blessing. Never loved us, coon brothers think that they can change them, my people still ain't learned their lesson. I ain't sugarcoat nothing, take it wrong, get too emotional, you might miss the message. Hey, I ain't with the begging, we can do it on our own, there's a lot of black people getting paid, talking about the stuff we ain't got and the stuff we need, but we spend our money with white people every day.
The revolution has begun, and that's why you write.
Indeed, indeed.
What does that mean?
So, you know, when I look around, in society today, I see brothers and sisters on a consistent basis. I feel like we waking up, you feel me? And I feel like brothers are coming together, you know, slowly but surely. Sisters are coming together slowly but surely and pulling their resources and starting to recognize that at the end of the day, we all we got. And regardless of petty differences and personal beliefs, you know, they killing us because we black and we need to unite because we black. So when you see the people fed up, you feel me, they frustrated with the leadership, they frustrated with government, they frustrated with politics, and they starting to say, you know, we got to take it upon ourselves to make change. I said to myself, man, you know, brothers and sisters are waking up and the revolution has started. And a lot of times, you know, we get frustrated, we get angry, and, you know, we start to revolt, but then we stop, you know. So what I said, I write to keep it going because, you know, I want to write music and continue to put a message out there that encourage us, you feel me, not to start the revolution and not finish it, but start the revolution and keep on going until, you feel me, we free at the end of the day.
What does your name, Goalden Chyld, mean? How did you come up? What was the inspiration behind that?
So really I came up with the name Goalden Chyld as a younger artist. Of course, you know, most people probably assume this already, but it was inspired by the movie Goalden Chyld, you know, where they had the young child, you know, he had the power that he was supposed to save the world. But as I continued to grow, I said, you know, I want to keep the name because I thought about what it symbolized and what it could represent as it relates to my mission and what my purpose is as an artist. I look at the hip-hop industry and I look at our condition. And I feel like the hip-hop industry in itself needs an artist, a brother, or a sister like myself, or somebody to step in, you feel me, and really save it and revolutionize it as it relates to, you know, the message that's put on an everyday basis. Because I know hip-hop, the culture wasn't started to degrade and devalue our community, but it was really something that was started, you feel me, out of the pain that we were dealing with, but not only to express the pain, but talk about the solutions that we could implement to really start making change in our community.
And talk a little bit about your upbringing, your childhood, and how it shaped your mission today.
Man, so yeah, brothers and sisters all the time ask me like, man, so at what age or when did you decide that you were going to fight for your people and things of that sort? And I tell them all the time, I'm a young member of the Nation of Islam. So you already know, if you know anything about the Nation of Islam, you know that for years we've been on the front line fighting for our people and speaking truth to power. So I grew up in an environment, you know, where I had brothers and sisters under their tutelage that taught me to love your people, love yourself, value your community. And regardless to, you know, what you see going on in the mainstream media, you have a role as a young black man to do all that you can to make change in your community. So as a young man, that's what was pushed. But you know, when we're young, we don't necessarily, you feel me, get on top of what it is that we need to get on top of. So of course, at a certain point as a young man, I was influenced by this world because, I mean, they pushing negativity on the radio, they pushing it in the magazines, they pushing it on TV. So of course, as a young man, I was influenced by that. But as I grew up and I matured and I went outside and I would walk up the streets and I would look at the community and see what it was that my brothers and sisters had to deal with on an everyday basis. And then I sat down and I started to read about the COINTELPRO and what, you know, wicked white people have been doing to our brothers and sisters for years. I said to myself, I have an obligation to stand up and fight back and do something for my people. So that's when I said, man, I've been gifted, you know, or given the gift to sing, rap, do poetry, and the gift of gab, you know, that's what my mother say and things of that sort. So I said, man, why not use this gift that God gave me to not only give back to God, but give back to the people at the same time.
And you know, your family may be like the Wayans of the Nation of Islam with music and
right.
and hip hop. So talk a little bit about, you know, that influence in your life as well.
Right. So little do people know, my mother grew up in the church. She grew up in the church. She was singing in the choir. My father, I believe he grew up, you feel me, you know, influenced by the church the same way most black people are. However, he was a hip-hop artist, you feel me? So he was rapping, you know, doing the hip-hop and things of that sort. He was actually a part of a group named Soldiers at War, SAW, which was a real, you know, strong, heavy-hitting street team in Chicago. So my father was a hip-hop artist, my mother was a singer, and you know, I'm their child. So at the end of the day, you know, I was given the gifts, you feel me, to use hip-hop and my mother singing, and then I put it together and, you know, just using it for the greater good.
Man, beautiful. And tell me a little bit about your latest project, Stand For. I remember when it was released during 10-10-15, and it continues to spark imagination and inspiration. So talk a little bit about that project.
So Stand For Justice or Else, the only project that I do have out right now. I definitely released it around 10-10-15, and the story behind it is that for a long time I had been doing music. I had been writing for a long time, but you know, I would go to the studio, spend money, come out of the studio, get frustrated because I didn't like what I heard. So I mean, you know, it was a constant, you know, process of me, you know, working on developing my craft. So as I continued to write, you feel me, I would, you know, just continue to work on myself till I got to a certain point where I said, man, you feel me, I'm finally at a point where I feel like this is some music that I can release to the public and release to the people because I appreciate it. So prior to 10-10-15, I'm always writing, so I've been writing a few songs. But when I looked at the songs and listened to what it was that I was writing, I came to the conclusion that everything that I was talking about was in a line with the topic, Justice or Else. So I said it don't make no better sense other than to name my project Stand For Justice or Else. Stand For actually came from, I was riding with the Dean of Boys at Muhammad University, and we was just building, and I heard Ty Dolla $ign's song Stand For come on. And I'm listening to the song, you feel me, the lyrics in my opinion, you know, wasn't really talking about too much of nothing. However, the beat grasped me, so I said, man, I gotta, you know, do a cover to that. So I did a cover to that song, and that's where I got the Stand For from. The Justice or Else aspect was actually from, you know, 10-10-15, Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. And the project is really impactful. It speaks to the struggle of black people. You know, I didn't hold any punches. I hear certain artists, you know, mainstream artists that are on the radio, and I feel like they're doing their part in, you feel me, getting a positive message out to the people like the J. Coles, the Kendrick Lamars, the Commons. However, with Stand For Justice or Else, I wanted to say everything that they may not have said, you know, whether it's because they're scared or they just don't know to say it, you feel what I'm saying? And I wanted to put all that in the project because I feel like we don't need no milk toast, sugar-coated, you feel me, truth. I feel like our people today have been lied to and deceived for so long that, you know, one of the only things that's going to reverse it is the 100% truth. So, I mean, I encourage you to check out that project.
And of course, a lot of people have been grooving and moving to it. Your audience, I don't know if you had in mind, I'm 47.
Okay, right.
But I groove to it and enjoy it. I'm sure it's somebody in their 20s and in their teens.
Indeed.
Was that intentional? Did you know it was going to be cross-generational and enjoyment?
Man, right, actually before I released the project, first, my mother always told me to give all praises due to the Most High because at the end of the day, your gifts and your talents is, you know, because of Him. If it wasn't for Him, you wouldn't be able to do what it is that you're doing. So before I released the project, I just sat down and listened to it, you feel me, all the way through. And when I got to the end of the project, I said, man, this had to be God because, you know, this is not just to toot my horn, but I said, man, this is damn near perfect, you feel me, as it relates to getting the message out to our people the way that I feel like they need it. So when I put out the project, I knew that older brothers and sisters were going to appreciate it because my intention was to, you know, when you rapping and stuff, older brothers and sisters all the time, they say, oh, we ain't trying to hear none of that mumble rap, none of that, this, that, and the third. You better come with some bars. So I said, man, I definitely got to come with the bars, but I want to make it so that, you feel me, it's appreciated by the older audience, but the younger audience because I got flows and the proper beats, plus I got a message in it at the same token. So today, man, I'm going to tell you like this. It was a 60-year-old brother that I gave the project. And you know, I just gave it to him because, you know, I was just like, man, bro, I'm doing music. I want you to hear it because he been supporting me. And then I gave him the project. Didn't expect to hear back from him, to be 100% honest. However, he came back to me and he was like, man, brother, that project was so powerful and impactful ever since you gave it to me. I've been listening to it ever since. And I'm like, man, you feel me? I really didn't expect you to come back and tell me that you appreciated it. However, man, I appreciate you because that just shows that it's reaching more than just, you feel me, my peers, but brothers and sisters of all different age groups, you know?
Talk a little bit about some of the imagery and scenes in the neighborhoods in your videos that, of course, have been going viral for anybody that's on Instagram and Facebook.
So, in reference to my video, shout out D-Row, D-Row Visuals, because that's the brother behind all of my videos. And my thing as an artist is just to be 100% authentic and real. Like, my goal was never to be flashy and flaunting and talking about, you feel me, the money that I got, the jewelry that I got. Because, I mean, a lot of brothers and sisters, you know, in our condition, I mean, the last thing they want to hear about is how you winning, goddammit, because we in a hole, we in a rut. So I really wanted to be real and authentic and straight up and straightforward. So when it comes to the scenes and the footage that I shoot, I'm in the community with the brothers and sisters, you feel me? I'm walking to the corner store, I'm walking up the street, I'm shaking hands, I'm showing love all throughout Chicago because it's an image, you feel me, that I'm trying to promote and a message that I'm trying to push to inspire black people to love each other and value one another, you feel me? Not think materialistic, not put all your faith and all your time and energy in acquiring the materials of this world, but at the end of the day, I feel like it's important that we acquire the love and the support of our brothers and sisters if we really talking about getting out of this hole that we've been in, you feel me, for years upon years upon years, you hear me?
Man, so what has it been since your video's been going viral? What's been the response? How's the DMs? How's it? What's been happening? What's been the feedback from the people?
Man, I stepped out on faith with this project, to be 100% honest. I put the project out knowing that we lived in a world where what was more important to the people was money, cars, clothes. You talking about how you the man, you feel me? How you winning, how you on top, how you came up, and everybody hating on you now. But I said, you feel me? I'm gonna do the complete opposite. So stepping out on faith, they said you gotta step out on faith, and once you step out on faith, you're really looking for God to be rocking with you, hear me? So I stepped out and I put the videos out and I'm pushing this positive message in a way that I feel like, you know, people should grasp and respond to it in a positive manner. And the first video that I put out was actually, this showed me that my music was really gonna take off. But it was a poem because I couldn't get in touch with my videographer at the time that I just wrote. And matter of fact, I gotta give a shout out to First Word Media because they actually shot my first video, okay? Shout out First Word Media, and they shot one of my first interviews. So it was a poem that I wrote and I hit up First Word Media and I'm like, hey, brother, man, I need you to shoot this video. So we went in front of the Regal Theater over there on 79th. And we shot a poem that I wrote that was really talking about what was going on with, you know, the Black Revolution, what was going on in our communities in reference to, you know, them killing our brothers and sisters, but really highlighting the Quan McDonald, you feel me? And I put that video out, and overnight it did 400,000 views on Facebook. That was without no ads, that was without putting no money behind it. And I said, damn, you feel me, a positive message. There's definitely an audience for positive brothers and sisters who are trying to make change in the community. And so far, I mean, I'm talking about, you know, millions of views. I mean, on a consistent basis, brothers and sisters reaching out. We love you. I'm glad to know that I'm not in this fight alone. We got your back, man. Anytime you come to my city, pull up to the crib, I got you. You got a place to stay, food to eat, and all of that. So it just inspired me and encouraged me, and I said, you feel me, I can't stop now because there's brothers and sisters that's dependent on me. But at the end of the day, man, I'm not in this fight alone, and I got comrades. So, I mean, the support has been real. I ain't put no money behind no ads, and it's just like, this just goes to show that if you step out on faith and stick to your guns and do what's good for the people, the Most High got your back.
Man, talk a little bit deeper about some of the imagery in your videos, juxtaposed to the consistent media messages of violence and death in Chicago. We know there's a reality there, but you are showing a different side. How authentic is it to find love in the streets of Chicago when you come a certain way?
That's real. This is a message that, if you don't remember nothing else that I say, I want you to understand. Don't expect your open enemy to do anything for you that you can do for yourself. You hear what I'm saying? Like, I don't expect the media that's sole purpose is to destroy and degrade and devalue our community to promote a positive side of our community in the media. You hear what I'm saying? So I said to myself, man, I know it's brothers and sisters like myself that I deal with and communicate with on a consistent basis that are out here in the community trying to make change. Shout out the Nation of Islam. Shout out New Era Chicago. You feel me? Shout out the Moors that are in the community. And I know that I see them on the block, I see them on the corner, I see them going to the schools, I see them talking to the children. But that's a side of Chicago, and I feel like not only Chicago, but all over, you know, America, that they don't promote. And they don't want to promote, because I know that these people understand the power of inspiration and the power of motivation. And if you can inspire and motivate people to do better, that's exactly what's going to take place. So I said to myself, man, if they not going to do it for me, I got to do it for myself. We got to do it for ourselves. So I said, bro, D-Roll Visuals, you got a camera? I said, First Work Media, you got a camera? And I was hitting up anybody, you know, who had a camera. And I'm like, man, let's promote the positive side of ourselves. And let's put out an image of ourselves that, you know, mainstream media doesn't want to promote. And then once I started to see, you know, black brothers and sisters with hundreds of thousands of followers and millions of views, I said, man, social media has put a power into our hands that we didn't have before. So I said, why not take advantage and tap into, you know, what it is that social media can do for us to start promoting a positive image of black people and ourselves. So when you think about Chicago, yeah, they talking about Chirac, murder capital, this, that, and the third, you know, shoot them up, kill them up. And I'm not going to pretend like that's not what's really going on out here in the city of Chicago. One of my brothers was actually just killed not too long ago. However, I feel like that's as a result of us believing that there is no hope for us and there is no hope for black people. So a lot of times when you don't think there is no hope or that change can take place, you don't even work towards it, you feel me? So I said, no, man, I got to do something to change the thinking of my brothers and sisters, to get them to love each other, value one another, so that before you point a gun at your brother, before you get ready to murder or do harm to your brother, you say, no, that's my brother. This not a nigga. The Supreme Captain of the Nation of Islam said, he said, it's easy to kill a nigga, or it's easy to smoke a nigga, but it's hard to smoke your brother. You hear what I'm saying? So I said, man, I want to do all that I can to get us to value one another as brothers and sisters, kings and queens, so that we can really change the narrative in the city of Chicago, you know?
Man, tell us about your t-shirt, Black Dreams Matter.
Black Dreams Matter. Shout out Musa Hill. Musa Hill. First and foremost, I want to say that there's a company in the UK right now that's trying to steal this brand from a black-owned, you feel me, black-owned clothing brand. And his name is Musa Hill. What I do on my page, I said, man, I've been able to amass a following of, you know, so many thousand people. So how can I give back? And what I do on my page is I tell black-owned clothing lines to send me their clothes, and what I do for free is promote it. So brother Musa Hill actually reached out and he said, man, you feel me, I actually got a few shirts for you. I sent you a golden package. This crown that I got on is from him as well. And he sent it to me, and I opened the package and I saw this. And I thought it was dope, and I really wanted to wear it for, you know, this interview, because the same way we understand that in America, black lives do not matter, that black dreams don't matter. At the same token, you know, to the higher ups and the wicked people, you know, that sit in these high places. Because I mean, when you think about the fact that for most black people, statistics say that we live in a system that's designed to either make sure that we're dead or in jail, you got to think about the fact that once you're dead, I mean, do your dreams matter? You hear what I'm saying? Or you feel me? If you're in jail, if you did have a dream, I mean, it kind of set back the time that it's going to take for you to accomplish and reach your goals in terms of that dream. So I said, damn, if we're supposed to be dead or in jail, how much does this system that's designed to put us in jail or in the ground care about our dreams? So black dreams do matter at the end of the day, and I'm doing all that I can to make sure that we understand that they matter, and that we continue to encourage our young brothers and sisters, you feel me, to love themselves, value themselves, and recognize that whatever it is that they can think, they can bring into reality if they just stay persistent, you know.
And how can people get in touch with you?
They can reach out to me on social media at on Instagram and Twitter. It's GOALDEN_CHYLD. On Facebook, it's Goalden Chyld, GOALDEN space CHYLD. And if you got any, personal things that you want to talk about, if you want to book me or anything like that, you can email us at gcinquiries1@gmail.com, and we would love to build with you and do all that we can to push the culture in a positive direction.
How many times did you have to shoot that free throw from the top of the net to go in?
Definitely. Man, I ain't even make it. You hear me? Oh, you talking about the first time?
In the video.
If you, let me tell you, if you saw the form, you feel me? I shot the shot and I looked at the camera and I laughed because I was surprised that I made the shot. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely not a hooper. I'm more so foul people on the court. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it was really the first time that I shot the shot and it went in. So, all praise due to the Most High for that,
Any closing remarks?
Closing remarks, man. I just want to encourage brothers and sisters to love themselves, value one another, man. Don't let nobody tell you that you can't achieve, because at the end of the day, when you look around and like Will Smith said, he said, man, flicking on, a light switch and all the lights in the building come on at one point, people consider that impossible until you feel me now that you can do it. So don't let nobody stop you from reaching for your dreams and chasing your dreams and accomplishing your goals, man. That's pretty much it, man. We just got to be a family. The main thing that I want us to recognize, like I said in the beginning, I want to end it with this. You can be a Muslim, you can be a Seventh-day Adventist, you can be a Christian, you can be a Hebrew Israelite, whatever it is your personal beliefs are. I mean, take it, you can have them. But at the end of the day, religion for so long has divided us, and we have to find a way to come together and work together regardless of personal beliefs and petty differences, because until we do that, we'll continue to get taken advantage of, and we can't continue to live like this. So we got to love each other and value one another regardless of petty beliefs and personal differences, and work together because we're black. GC, you know.